we've been talking about options and using the binomial tree model to actually capture the forward prices and then obviously discount those prices back to what the option price should be. Again, regardless if it's a put or a call. And again, depending on what they are, obviously that has an impact on what the pricing could be in the future relative to the strike price, and then you discount that back. But here's a tree diagram, and what I want to show you is how you can get the forward prices. And so as you can see from the diagram, you have greens going up, and then you have reds, which are going down. And you can go down, you can go up. And again, this is showing you a three-step, binomial tree. And so the way to get the stock prices going forward, you first have to, obviously you need the volatility, what the volatility is going to be. And again, you don't know what it's going to be. You can use the past volatility as a basis for predicting what the future probability will be. And again, and that's a good starting point. And you also need the risk-free rate. And then obviously time and number of steps. So let's say we're looking at 2 months or 3 months, that would be time. And it's got to be in terms of a year. So 0.2 of a year, 0.3 of a year. And then the number of steps that you're going to be doing on the binomial tree. And so to compute the delta t, you simply take the time divided by n to calculate how much it's going to move up. That's based on volatility and the delta t. And then how much it's going to go down is simply 1 over what it goes up. And then you calculate P. And P is, again, it's dependent on U and D. And P is used to actually put a weight on those prices, of it being up or of it being down. And again, I'll show you that later, what that actual calculation is going to look like, especially with an actual example. And so what you do is for each node, each forward node, you calculate what its price is based on the U and the D. And that's what you see in that equation in the third bullet. And let me just show you quickly what that looks like. So if we've got a U of 1.1, a D of 0.9, and let's say a strike price of 100, an initial price of actually 100. As 0 is actually the initial price, not the strike price. And so if I look at 100, and if I look at if it goes up, let's say, to the next node, next forward node, then I multiply that 1.1, and that gives me 110. If I look at it going down to the down node, then I multiply that by 0.9, and that gives me 90. And if I do the next forward set of nodes, again, if I go up, 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 then I take the 110 and again multiply by the 1.1, and that gives me 1.21. If I do the up and then going down, then I take the 110 and multiply that down. I'll multiply that by 0.9 to get a 99. And if I do down, 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 then I take the initial 100, obviously, multiply by 0.9 once, and then again by 0.9, and that gives me 81. And so that gives you all of the end prices as to what they're going to be, for a two-step. This is a two-step model, and I'm looking at, again, up, 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 down, 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 and down, up. Okay. And if I do like a three-step model, then again, the process continues. Basically, then you do it again. So for up, 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 you multiply what you had in the second node by a 1.1, and that gives you 133.1. And you do the same thing for the up, up, down, and all the other variations. And again, so that's how you calculate the forward prices. Once you've actually reached the expiration set of nodes, that's when you then take into account the strike price. And depending if it's a call or a put, you're going to get the intrinsic value of what it ends up being. And that's not based on time anymore. It's based on the strike relative to the actual price of what that's anticipated to be for the actual security based on the model again. And then you discount those prices back to the subsequent nodes, going through the same type of stepwise procedure, but this time discounting it back. And again, I'll talk more about that on the next video. But again, this is how you calculate the forward pricing. And the next video, we'll talk about the backward pricing.